All right, so let's look at some of your homework problems from tonight. Just remember to take your time on these negative exponents. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do on problem number 1 is I'm going to reduce. So 20 divided by 30, it reduces to 2/3. Okay, and then I'm going to move my negatives. So the only thing that's negative is that y5, so it's going to go down to the bottom. Everything else stays where it's at. Okay, so on the top, sorry y'all, I forgot my 7. Okay, so as far as my x's go, you can see they're top and bottom, so I'm going to subtract 7 minus 1. It's going to give me x6 on the top. My y's are on the same side, so I'm going to add 2 plus 5 is going to give me y7. Remember, you're doing the odd problems only. Okay, so that takes me to problem number 3. All right, negative 7 over 21 reduces to negative 1/3. All right, so now my x7 comes down, my x6 goes up, my y9 and my y6 stay in their places. Okay, so again, opposite, so we're going to subtract. Remember, I'm going to do big minus little, so 7 minus 6 gives me x to the first, and that'll be on the bottom. And then 9 minus 6 gives me y to the third, and that would be on top. You can have the 1 or you cannot have the 1. Make sure you have that negative, though. Okay, and if you look at your homework, I think 5, 7, and 9 are all similar to 1 and 3. So the only other one that I think I'm going to do tonight is going to be number 11. I might do 11 and 13. So number 11, we're going to start with distributing our exponent. And remember, I talked today to write that out. 3 squared, x to the negative 4, y to the 8th. And then this will be 2 to the negative 2, x to the positive 6th, and y to the positive 8th. Okay, now let's move anything that's negative down to the bottom. So my negatives are going to be x to the negative 4, 2 to the negative 2. Everything else stays up top. Now let's simplify. Okay, 3 squared we know is 9. 2 squared we know is 4, so I'm going to have 9 over 4. All right, x's, I have 6 on top. I have 4 on bottom, so when I subtract, that's going to leave me with 2 on top. And y's, I have all of them on top, so that's going to be 8 plus 8, which is y to the 16th. And yes, here it is, number 13. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute this negative 1. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of my negatives. So both of those are going to come down to the bottom. So x3 is on top. And then we had our 2. We moved our 16 to the first. We've got our x5, we've got our y4, and we moved our y squared. 16 to the first is just 16. 2 times 16 is going to give me 32 on the bottom. X's, I have 5 on the bottom and 3 on top, so 5 minus 3 is going to give me x squared on the bottom. And my y's are all on the bottom. Add those together, that gives me y to the 6th. Remember, you cannot have a bottom of a fraction without a top, so we add our 1. Hopefully this will help you some with that homework from tonight.